Mila. Hello, Jack. Hello, everybody else who's watching, and welcome to Storytime with Grandad. Today's book is from Bob the Builder, and it is Sky High Scoop. It was a sunny day in Spring City. Bob the Builder was excited to get to work. He called his crew over. "Right, team," said Bob. "Today we are going to work on an elevator for the skyscraper." "Yay!" cheered Muck. What's an elevator?" "When a building is very tall, it is hard to get up and down using the stairs," Bob explained. "An elevator is a carriage you can ride in that travels up and down. You press a button and the elevator can lift you all the way to the top." "You can see all of Spring City from the top," said Leo. Scoop was excited. "I want to see all of Spring City. Can I ride the elevator, please?" "Sorry, Scoop," said Wendy. "I think you are a bit too big." "Yes," agreed Muck. "Your back would hang out." "Aw," Scoop cried, disappointed. Bob called Tiny on his walkie-talkie. "Tiny, can we have the loading cage, please?" "Coming right down, Bob," said Tiny. Bob and his team carried a pile of building materials into the cage. "OK, Tiny, take it up," said Bob. "Time for some tower power." Tiny grunted as he lifted the cage to the top of the skyscraper. "Right, team, can we build it?" asked Bob. "Yes, we can," cheered Lofty, Scoop, Muck, Wendy and Leo. Just then, Mayor Madison and Mr. Bentley hurried over. "Hello, Bob. Hello, team. I'd like to go to the top floor now, please," the mayor said. "We haven't built the elevator yet," explained Bob. "But I have to get my picture taken at the top of the skyscraper for tomorrow's issue of Spring City Chronicle," replied the mayor. Wendy suggested that the mayor come back a little later. "We'll be back at 4, said Mr. Bentley. "We'd better get moving," Bob told his team. There was a lot to be done. Bob, Wendy, Leo and Tiny worked together. Bob and Leo drilled, Wendy unrolled the electrical cable, Tiny lifted the motor and Bob bolted it down. Wendy tested the wires. Everything was looking good. Scoop decided he had to see the top of the skyscraper and did not want to wait. He called to Tiny and asked for the loading cage. "We've got an extra heavy load to send up," Scoop said. Then he drove into the loading cage and waited. "What are you doing, Scoop?" asked Muck. "I don't think that's a good idea," said Lofty. "Don't worry about me," said Scoop as the cage moved up, up, up. "Oh no," said Scoop, looking down from the top. "This is higher than I thought." "What does Spring City look like from up there?" asked Muck. "A long way down," answered Scoop. Bob, Wendy and Leo were hard at work when they heard someone calling for help. It was Scoop. "Whoa, help!" cried Scoop as the cage swayed back and forth. "Stay in the middle, Scoop," called Lofty. "It'll help you balance." Scoop tried to keep his balance. Snap! One of the chains holding the cage broke. Scoop rolled out of the cage and onto the beams of the skyscraper, high above the ground. Tiny lowered the cage down to the ground. "Wendy, we need the welding equipment," said Bob. Bob and Wendy put on their masks and began to fix the broken chain. Bob fastened a safety harness to the cage and climbed out over a beam to rescue his friend. "I'm coming!" Scoop moved very carefully towards Bob. "Great job," said Bob as Scoop rolled into the cage. "Take us down slowly, Tiny." "Are we down yet?" asked Scoop hopefully. "Almost," Bob replied. Finally the cage touched the floor. Bob looked from side to side, making sure he was really on the ground. Hooray! Cheered Lofty, Muck, Wendy, and Leo. What were you doing up there, Scoop? Asked Wendy. I just really wanted to see all of Spring City from the top, said Scoop. It was a silly thing to do, Muck said. Lofty agreed. Well, at least you are okay, said Leo. Okay, everybody, said Bob. Let's work together to get the job done. The team worked hard, and soon the elevator was complete. Just as they finished, Mayor Madison and Mr. Bentley arrived. They all filed into the elevator. Going up, said Bob, all the way to the top. Now I'm ready for my close-up, said Mayor Madison. Mr. Bentley took out his camera just as a gull swooped down and landed on the mayor's head. Click. The end. Goodbye, Mila. Goodbye, Jack. I'll see you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Bye.